This is a first for me. Here's a video of me doing a refill on my nails after 4 weeks. My nails are 100% builder gel and gel polish, so I'm using a large double core safety bit to just remove the gel polish and gently debulk the nail. This set was initially an all-white set twice, refilled with a baby pink to make a pink and white, filled again with the soft pink, and today will be filled with the clear for a gel polish design. Some of this product has actually been on my nail for almost 4 months, and I'm really not trying to remove it all. I always use a dust collector. For me, it's a non-negotiable. I want the dust to stay where it's supposed to and not all over my desk. So the reason that some of my nails look like someone attacked them with the drill beforehand is because I had gems on my hand. I had gems on my nail. I removed them, and I filed down the gel holding them, put on a cheap top coat, and then I went to bed. I had a long day at work. This safety bit that I'm using is known as a cross-cut bit. So I can actually do my non-dominant hand with the same bit without having to adjust the position of my hand or anything like that. I actually have another video on this, and I'll just link that up in the corner. And you could take a look at and see why cross-cut bits are always superior to bits that cut in a single direction. After debulking with the coarse bit, I use a small medium bit that I've abused, and it's been worn down to a fine grit bit, to remove any lifting. There actually isn't a whole lot of lifting thanks to the acid primer, but the color differences in product kind of make it look like there's lifting. I don't know of a good way to put it. I use baby pink for one fill, and then I use soft pink for another fill, and it can kind of play tricks with the light. Here on my right index finger, there's a bit of lifting, and this is actually to be expected. This is my dominant hand. So to get rid of that lifting, I just file on the lift to remove it. You're not really supposed to pull at it like you see me doing. Don't do that. I use this finger to type a lot, and at work I'm always using it to poke stuff. So I expect this finger to have the most lifting. And seeing as to how this isn't a lot after 4 weeks, I'm glad. I'm happy with this. When it comes to cuticle cleanup, I use a carbide bit linked below. It cuts in forward, keep it flat, and use it around 12. I got this bit from Shanghai Wilson for $7, and it's a 1-for-1 dupe with the Light Elegance preppy bit, which is $40. Now, the amount of cuticle I get is dependent on the finger. I generally use my thumb, index finger, middle finger, so as a stress strain response, my body will put more skin on those fingers as a reaction to the stimuli of me using them a lot. My ring and pinky fingers don't have as much skin because I hardly use them for everyday tasks. Now, there's a part with a diamond bit that my camera failed to save, so it's actually linked in a video in the card above. And I generally use that bit to push back the epiconial fold and clean up any skin I may have missed on the nail plate. But here I'm seasoning a 180 grit sanding band so I can go and sand the entire nail. I'm using gel. Gel does not stick to a smooth surface, so I have to do this step. Yes, that is a toothbrush. If it can get between teeth, why not my nails? I put acetone on the brush and go in. And then I spray my nails with alcohol and allow it to air dry. You can also sterilize a toothbrush in the same manner you would do a nail brush. For this video, I'm using the Light Elegance line of gel products. Vita Prime is an acid-based primer. It will only affect the natural nail. You only need a tiny dot. And I followed this up with Light Elegance's tack when the nail looks chalky again. I'll brush the tack over the whole nail first, cure that, and do a second coat where I only cover the natural part of the nail. To fill the nails, I'm using One Step. I poured it from a back bar tube into a cleaned IBD jar, and that's really because the IBD jars don't tip over easily. For the base layer, I base all the nails with One Step in a single thin layer and cure for 60 seconds. And now would be a good time to explain my gel systems. I only use two, Young Nails and Light Elegance. I also use IBD, but only really for mixed glitters. I will fill one with the other because the product is already cured. However, if I use one, I will stick with that one until a structure is semi-built. Then I can mix and match from there. Protein Bond does not like One Step or Extreme and will lift badly. Tack is somewhat okay with base. Now for the fill. I first start by putting down a slip layer, similar to what I did when I based the nail. Then I pick up a large blob of product and just sort of float it to the sides and just blend it down. Kind of like what you do with acrylic. One Step is very runny and I don't need a lot. I give it a quick 20-second cure just to keep it in place and reduce my exposure to UV in the lamp. And do the same thing with the pinky. Runny gels will flow in the path marked out for it by the slip layer. And then I can always come back and add more, so I don't go crazy with the amounts that I pick up. Now for filing. I'm out of shot a lot, and this is because this is my dominant hand, which I am filing with my non-dominant hand, because I forgot to hit record when I did my non-dominant hand. But basically I take an 80 grit moon file and I stick it in the groove of my nail and file straight up and down. Then I file over the surface inwards towards the center of the nail so that I can narrow down the sides of the nail and see the shape without product on the top getting in the way. This is the fourth fill on this set, so the side walls are looking pretty hit, and since this is the last fill in this set, I'm not too pressed about it. The reason you want to file inwards on the top is because you might have perfect sides, but there might be a bit of product leaning over that makes the sides look imperfect. So you'll keep trying to tuck in those sides when it's really just a product on the top creating an illusion. Now, when it comes to filing on the surface of the nail, I don't hand file anymore except to create the shape. It's not good for your wrist, it's not good for your shoulder, causes problems in the long run, so I just use my electric file to do all the work for me. Gel is a softer product to file, so I use a 5-in-1 fine red abrasive crosscut bit to get around the cuticle and further refine the shape. When I electric file, I make sure to look at the nail from all angles, from the side, from the front, from the top. I also make sure the surface is smooth and has no shiny spots or divots. This involves touching the top, looking at the top under the light, and if I need to go back and add more product, it's fine. I'll do that when I'm finished filing. And again, because it's the fourth fill, I do have to do some upkeep under the nail as well. The bit I am using is a ceramic undernail cleaner bit. I use it at high speed to remove some of the natural nail underneath and to regain the C curve that I originally had when I built the nails the first time. I also top cut under my nail when I complete a set, so this helps rough up the underside. Because this is a fine bit that I'm using to file and shape the nail, I do go over all the nails with the same 180 grit sanding band that I used to prep the nails the first time around. And to make the polish application smooth, because I am going over the set with gel polish, I do use the 180 side of a 100-180 sponge buffer. And this is the end result. Rebalanced nails, freshly washed and ready for a gel polish application. It's October, so I had to go to spoopy nail design. I used OPI's Linkin Park After Dark as a base and went with blacks and purples from there. Until the next set, thank you for watching.